Anyway, I've been thinking about him lately in relation to a bunch of things, but also just that, particularly nowadays, giving yourself permission to not have to jump because, strike the iron's hot, all that stuff.
Yes.
And maybe it's just as a bit of an anxiety to the times, which I remember too. Speaking of past generations, I remember growing up in 1974, Nixon's black and white TV getting impeached. My dad and his buddies are whooping it up, but they're still pissed. And I'm going like, wow, it's not worse or better. It's different, but now it's on us.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of an urgency. And that whole thing, and just being able to say, like, so to answer your question, to me, starting up again is off the table. I feel I've done all I could with that character. There would have to be a super compelling argument and a series of events that made it obvious to it. But the other thing is, I want to do other stuff.
Right, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, what you're talking about Nixon and people can lose themselves in current events. And what I mean by that, like, it doesn't necessarily completely. Your life is more than what's going on in Washington. Hunter Thompson talked about that when he was running for sheriff in Aspen. He was talking about how local politics, like your neighborhood, that's real.
Yeah.
Like, this actually can affect your life. Like, what's going on in Washington, how much does that affect your day-to-day existence? It's very little. But for some people, it becomes an enormous portion of the real estate of their mind. It takes over most of their day-to-day consciousness, where they're consumed with it, and it becomes a thing they're cheering for or they're rooting against, and then your life revolves on something that you have very little power over.
Teams, turf wars, interests.
Yeah.
Think globally, act locally. Right?
Yes, I mean, it's a beautiful statement. It really is. It's one of those cliches that you don't even think about, but then...
I didn't know that was Hunter in that picture out there.
Yeah.
To me, it looked like Joe Walsh.
Could as easily fit Joe Walsh. I mean, he moved to Colorado, too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the Rocky Mountain Way.
Oh, damn if he didn't.
Yeah.
He once told me, I'll speak out of school, he said, Downey, you should just watch TV for a year, bro. I was like, thanks, Joe. And by the way, he was probably right.
Probably right. Look, if you just hung back and just did nothing but watch TV for a year, the fucking ideas you would have, you'd probably have a really rock solid idea of what's going on.
His was more trying to have enough things going on that I wouldn't have any ideas for a year, and then I give myself a break for a year.
Maybe that's good too. See, I'm thinking differently. I'm thinking like analyze the landscape. I think Joe Walsh is one of the most underrated guys ever because he changed the fucking Eagles. The Eagles were one thing, and then Joe Walsh came around, like Victim of Love. That's Joe Walsh.
Yeah.
He came around and all of a sudden there was a rock to it. It's like they were kicking down doors and lighting shit on fire. It was different.
Yeah.
There was an edge to it, He added crazy. He added crazy to this beautiful harmony.
And I love it when the guys that added crazy go up to the thin veil between dimensions and say, I think I'm going to stay put.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they represent stability. They represent being okay, hanging up your guns.
Yeah.
And just being,
Well,
free.
That's everything. Everyone has to accept that at some point in time, right? I mean, maybe that's you and your glasses, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone has to accept that at one point in time, you're going to have to get off the ride. But when you're doing great and you're kicking it, like boxers are a perfect example. They always last too long. There's only been a small handful, like Andre Ward recently, Marvelous Marvin Hagler in his prime. They just go, that's it, I'm done. And they actually are done. Almost every one of them comes back, and almost every one of them chases that dragon.
Here's why I love you. You're making an argument for and also the argument against me coming back and doing another Marvel picture.
Listen, I'm not married to anything except my wife. But I'm not married to any ideas. All the ideas that I have are just like, maybe that idea sucks. I love you as Iron Man. So I would if they opened up this time machine and you popped out, I just imagine the moment where everybody goes fucking crazy. It would be amazing.
Could be great.
I would love that. But I would also love you hanging it up.
Yeah. It's just, first of all, it's 2020, and I'm not an OCD guy, but I keep thinking, see clearly. See clearly, even if your vision is going. And it's difficult because I feel like we all just get buffeted by feelings and ego or fears or little, chips of resentments or intuitions that are